Hello, everyone, and welcome to Myofascial Release, Myofascial Express, actually. My name is Adrian, and for those watching this later on YouTube, thank you so much for coming. So today, all we're going to need is a roller. If you don't have a full roller or a half roller, that's okay. We can use a tennis ball. So we're going to start off with some deep breathing. You can either lie flat on your back, or you can lie on your roller if you have one. If you have a half roller like me, just make sure that your T-spine or the middle of your back and your head are on the roller like so. You're gonna lift your hips up. We're gonna start with our palms face up and just slowly open up and down like this. Slowly working our way up and down. Coming in and slowly stretching all along here. Like so, just stretching all along our chest and shoulders. We're just warming up and getting everything mobilized. We do a quick check on the camera here. Make sure everyone's doing good. Oh, looking good. Yep. And so make sure you keep those palms face up. Keep working right along the floor. It helps to have your thumbs turned up as well. Imagine thumbs pointing towards your ears. Try to just slowly roll up and down. Good. Really good. And 3, 2, 1. Now from here, I'm going to slowly curl. We'll put the roller off to the side. We're going to curl our knees into our chest. We're going to kind of warm up our low back a little bit. We're doing some glute specific rolling today. So here, curl in your knees to your chest, then bring it back down to the floor. Now here, if you have a peanut, feel free to use it. If you don't have a peanut, that's okay. You can use it just throw some there. So if you have a peanut, you can take one of these peanuts, place them on your low back, and feel free to go for a nice curl, but you don't have to have one. If you don't have one, just on the floor is good enough just to roll back and forth. Slowly working back and forth. So here, about 10 more seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now we're going to do a little bit of a low back focus and a glute focus. This is where you find our tennis ball or a peanut. Either one's fine. We're going to start with we're going to start working the top of the glute. So we take the ball, we're going to place it right on the ridge of our glute. So you find your tailbone. You're going to place the ball on the upper left, the top left of your right cheek. So what that means is you're going to lie face up. You're going to place the ball to the right of your tailbone. And you're going to bring that knee into your chest, then press through the heel. So we're going to work the top part of our glute. So bring the knee into the chest, then press through the heel to work through. Again, you want to go slow and in control. Make sure the tennis ball is not on the bone or on the bony part of your low back. You want to have it at the top left of the right cheek. It's going to feel like it's an inch to the right of your tailbone, but still working right into the glute muscle. When a lot of people have low back pain, a lot of it does stem from the glutes or tight sitting muscles. Could be tight hamstrings, tight glutes. So it's always a good idea to target the glutes. So here, working your knee to our chest and pressing through the heel. If at any point you have any requests, feel free to put them in the chat. That's not a problem. And so here, now we're going to take the ball. We're going to move it maybe 2 inches to the right. So now we're in the top middle of the right glute. Here, I want you to take your left side, lift your left hip maybe an inch and a half off the mat, and work that right knee into your chest, pressing through the heel. So the ball should be in the top middle portion of your right glute. You have 10 more seconds here. Great, and 3, 2, 1. Now the ball is going to go all the way to the top right corner of the right glute. So here, leaning over, make sure your left hip is fully off the mat. You're going to bring your right knee into your chest, press through the heel. It's going to feel like the ball is behind your right pocket. You want your hips fully leaned over. Your knee to your chest. Press through the heel. Now you may notice that it may get worse as you go towards the right or make it easier. Everyone's different. It's good to pay attention to where you feel you have tension. And 3, 2, 1. Easing off. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take your tennis ball or a hockey ball or lacrosse ball. Any one of them are fine. You're going to start an inch to the left now of your glute. An inch to the left. Hips square. Knee into your chest. Press through the heel. So we're trying to go for the top ridge of the glute, right where the glute kind of comes into the low back. You feel like you're pressing into a bony area, consider going a little lower till it feels a little squishier. Again, the goal here is not to press into anything bony or difficult, but to press into our muscles. Being slow, deep breaths the whole time. Got about 10 more seconds here. And 3, 2, 1. Now 2 inches to the left. Here you want to lean your hips 4 to 45 degrees or maybe a little bit up. So your right cheek leaves the ground and you're in the top middle of your left glute. And again, back the knee to the chest, pressing through the heel to come forward. Just go double check if there's any feedback in the chat. No, we're good. Okay. Of course, if anytime you have any requests, feel free to let me know. Into your chest, pressing through. Good, about 10 more seconds, and we're going to switch to the top left corner of the left glute. And 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Here, now the top left corner of the left glute. I want your hips to fully lean over. Really bring a knee into your chest, press through the heel. It's going to feel like you're pushing into your left pocket. Really drive through, and you want to really work in the top left corner of the left glute. Pressing through the heel. Being slow, deep breaths. Good, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. From here, we have 2 options. We can either continue using the ball or we can use a roller. We're just going to roll the broad area of the glutes down. So here, the position is exactly the same. So you can have a seat on your roller. Whichever glute you're targeting, that same leg is going to go up on your other knee. So for me, if I'm targeting my left glute, my left leg is going to go on top of my right knee. I'm going to roll back and forth right along here. If you don't have a roller or you don't want to use a roller, you can just use the ball. That's fine too, in the exact same position. Whichever cheek the ball is underneath, you're going to take that same leg, place it on top of your knee. You're going to roll right along that whole glute. You can do it in circles. You could do it in figure eights. Whatever works for you. You can use a roller or the ball. Either one's fine. Just slowly working through whatever tension you got. If you found a particularly sore spot, feel free to just stick to it and sit and breathe through it. That's fine too. Seeing slow and deep movements. Just really working through whatever tension you got. At least about 15 more seconds here. Excellent. Okay. Of course, if at any point you have any requests, feel free to put them in the chat or anything you want to work on in particular. We had a request for low back today, so we're doing some glute specific work. And a bit of mid back as well. If there's anything else you want to work on, please let me know. And 5, 4, 3, 2, now switch sides. So you can use the ball, you can use a roller. For the second side, I'll use a roller just to demonstrate. But you can do either one. Remember, whichever side you're leaning towards, that same leg is up. You're going to work your way back and forth right along the glute. I see some feedback. Let me check. So keep going with the glute rolling. Neck and shoulder is absolutely not a problem. Yeah. So the neck work, yeah, that's not a problem. We'll definitely do the upper traps, especially if you've been working from home and doing a lot of desk work or been stuck to your phone a lot with the chin to your chest. Definitely. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. So from here, we're gonna do a little bit of thighs. We're gonna do find enough hip and low back issues can also come from very tight quads. So we're gonna very quickly roll our quads with a roller if we have one. We're gonna switch on here. Now, if you don't do it harder, you can use the ball. You have to do a bit of a half push-up stance, but you can't. So again, try to use the roller if you. But if you don't have a roller, you can use the ball. Do one leg at a time. Oh. My Wi-Fi not the greatest here. Full bars. Okay. Sorry. Just checking. People said I lost me. Okay. So keep going with the quads. All right. And 3, 2, and 1. Easing off. Now we're going to do our knee specific one. So we're going to take the ball. You're going to place it. You're going to find your kneecap. You're going to place the ball just above it right here. And then our goal is to bend and extend our knee while lying face down. So find your kneecap, take the ball, place it just above. You're going to lie face down and roll up and down. Let's go do a quick double check, get some feedback in chat. Okay. Just keep going. So here, you want to bend and extend the knee, slowly working up and down. And so here, what we're doing what's called flossing, where we work the ball and we use it to work the knee joint. Make sure it's above the knee, not right on top of the kneecap. Maybe about 10 more seconds here, then we'll switch legs. And what this will help release any tension that our thighs cause in the kneecaps or our patella if we have some tracking issues. Just saying slow bending and extending. And 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. So here's just make sure you switch legs. You want to be just above the kneecap, working those knees up and down. Maybe about 10 more seconds here. 10, 9, and 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. So over here we did our thighs and glutes, all the things that attach to our pelvis. We're going to do a little bit of feet, because funny enough, foot issues can cause low back pain, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense from an outside perspective, but if it affects every step, it can definitely affect your low back. So we're going to do our feet. Here, you're going to take the ball, you're going to place it underneath your big toe. You're going to try to squish that as much as you can, and then roll right along the arch of your foot. So make sure the ball is visible the whole time. So from here, you make sure when you go right along the arch, the ball should be visible from the side of the foot. If you want, you can even angle your foot so your big toe points down, your pinky toe points up. You can roll right along the arch. When will the recorded version be available to watch? Usually anywhere from 24 to 72 hours. Slowly working back and forth. Yeah, for those watching this live, and then of course later on YouTube, most classes will be uploaded between 1 to 3 days after they're aired. We're slowly working on the arch. Now here, we're going to work right to the center. So to the center of our foot, we're going to roll right along from between the balls of our feet right to the edge of our heel. And like you're trying to get gum off your shoe, you're trying to imagine trying to like peel gum off your shoe, like you're going to scrape it on the ground. So you want that motion with the ball here. So you're going to press down, you're going to peel right along the floor. You're trying to get gum off your shoe. And of course, you're going to roll right back. About 10 more seconds here, then we'll switch sides. And 3, 2, 1. Now switching sides. So finger big toe, pressing down, rolling right along the arch here. 1-year-old puppy. It's true. I have an 8-month-old puppy just outside this door that's tries to eat every single tennis ball in the house. So working right along the arch of her feet. About 10 more seconds, we're going to switch to the middle, and then we'll move on to the upper body. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. From here, now to the center of our foot, press down between the balls of your feet, press forward, and then as you're going back, imagine trying to skin and scrape, trying to pull right along the floor, trying to really peel along as much as you can. Kind of press down and through. So pressing through your heel and working right along the floor, right along the middle of your foot. About 10 more seconds, and we're going to move on to the upper body. Excellent. Okay. So here for the upper body, now we're going to do our upper traps and a little bit of our shoulders. So we're going to do some landmarking first. We're going to find our collarbone. So taking the ball, we're going to find our collarbone. If you're not sure where that is, going to start at the center of your chest and feel that bony ridge in your side. You're going to grab that big chunk of neck right behind it, your upper trap muscle. If you shrug your shoulder, you should be able to feel that muscle. You're going to place the ball right behind that muscle. So behind your shrugging muscle. There goes the lie face up. With the ball right underneath it, pressing it up. And from here, whichever side the ball is on, you're going to slowly lift and lower that arm. You're going to bring it up and down like so, slow and in control. So this one is a bit technical. So I'm going to watch the camera to make sure you guys get it. But here you want to place a rating right underneath that upper trap and gently wave the arm up and down, working your way through. So think slow, gentle waves. Yep. And then from here, once you get comfortable with it, you can draw circles, you can draw half moons, you can spell your name in the air, do whatever feels good. But make sure it's pressing up into the trap and not into your actual neck muscles. So think slow, easy movements. Good, slowly working through. Maybe 15 more seconds on this side, and then we'll switch. And 3, 2, 1. And from here, switching sides. So underneath the other trap, taking that arm, gentle waves up and down, focusing on easy, slow movements, trying to focus on release through the upper neck and traps. And of course, once you get comfortable here, feel free to, you can draw circles, you can make big waves. You can draw circles going clockwise or counterclockwise, whatever works for you. Slowly working through. And about 15 more seconds, just really working through whatever tension you got. Excellent. And 3, 2, 1. Next, we're gonna do a little bit of rotator cuff. This one's a little bit challenging to see, so I'm gonna do it pretty close to the camera. So here, you're gonna find your shoulder. You're gonna lie face up. Bring your elbow to the side. You're gonna take your fingertips. You're gonna find your shoulder. You're gonna feel for a natural groove right behind your shoulder. So your arm ends and your torso begins. There's a bit of a groove there. You're gonna place the ball right in that groove. I'm gonna show you from this angle, but you should be able to see. Yeah. So you want the ball right in that shoulder groove. Your elbows are 90 degrees, and you're gonna rotate up and down like so. Rotate up and through like this. So hopefully you can see from this angle, but again, the ball should be right behind your shoulder. You see the green ball in my pink sweater. I'm gonna roll through right along the rotator cuff here. Try to get a nice full range of motion, but don't try to force it. If you find you reach a natural endpoint here and you can't touch the floor, that's okay. Let that be a goal for you, but don't try to force any movement. Just try to work through any kind of range of motion, especially with a tight rotator cuff or a tight shoulder. It's good to just help release right along that whole area. Maybe about 15 more seconds here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And easing off other side. So here, keep that elbow down, find that shoulder joint, go behind it to feel a natural groove, place the ball right about there, and then rotate up and down like this. So for me, my left side's a lot more restricted. I can't actually really touch the floor on this side, but everyone's different. So again, don't try to force it. On the left side, for example, I can't really touch the floor. So I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to work with what I got. Oh, 20 more seconds here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then last one here. If you have a peanut, let's use a peanut. If you don't, we can use the ball for a single side. I'll show you both options. So if you happen to have a peanut and a yoga block, I'm going to show you the first variation, and then I'll scale down to whatever everyone else has at home. So if you can, get a yoga block and a peanut. And if you can do this setup where you place your neck right in the middle of the peanuts, you're going to roll your head up and down. So yoga block there, peanut on top. Then you can place your neck right in the center and you gently roll up and down. Now, if you don't have yoga block, you can do this right from the floor. You just have to hold your fingertips on the side of the peanut. That's fine. And if you don't have any of those things and you just have the ball, that's okay. What you can do is you simply take the ball, you lie face up, you place the ball right underneath. It's going to feel like it's behind your ear and a little bit in. And you're generally just going to kind of nod your head up and down. You even lean a little bit into it and just gently nod your head up and down, just massaging right behind. So your goal is to not go directly in the back of your neck, but just off to the side. Imagine behind the ear and a little bit down. Just going to gently massage there. Of course, if you have the peanut works best. But if you don't have it, just a tennis ball and kind of just working right along just behind the ear and a little bit down is fine too. The key part of here is you want to be gentle. You don't want to force anything. You want to slowly just work your way through the range of motion. Better yet, if you can do it in a flash, 2 tennis balls in a sock is an easy way to make a peanut roller. You just shove 2 tennis balls or 2 lacrosse balls into a sock, and then you immediately have a peanut roller. Either one's fine. It's just working your way through. Or 2 tennis balls in a mesh bag is good. Whatever works. So whatever variation you have at home, either if you have a peanut, great. If you don't, that's okay. Use a tennis ball. We're just going to massage the back of our neck right along here. You'll be here for about 40 more seconds, and then we're going to do some quick neck stretches. All right, in 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Here we do some quick neck stretches, especially if we've been having tension from sitting at a desk. So three stretches I like to do is, both sides of the trap and then the front. So one hand behind the back. Whichever hand is behind your back, you want to drop that shoulder until your head to the other side, which I stretch right along the side of the neck here. If you want, you can very gently take your fingertips and pull your head a little bit down just to add to the stretch. Very gently tilt over. About 10 more seconds here. And other side. So one arm behind the back, tilting your head over. Slowly stretching through. About 25 seconds here. Don't do one quick front neck stretch and that's it. With 10 more seconds, 10. And 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming up. And then last one here. Both hands behind her back. You're going to point your chin to the sky. And it's going to look a little bit silly, but luckily I'm the only one being recorded. You're going to make like a chewing face, but towards the sky, which sounds ridiculous, but trust me. So both hands behind her back. Pull your chin towards the sky. Pull back the shoulders. Bring your chin as high as you can. And start making like a talking or chewing motion. And you're going to feel a nice stretch right along the front of the neck. And so what we're stretching here is our what's called our sternocleidomastoid, plus all the fascia in the front of the neck. So maybe about 10 more seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, and 3, 2, and 1. Luckily, I was the only one being recorded for that. So thank you all for coming. Thank you everyone who watches later on YouTube. Hope everyone here has a fabulous day.